out to everyone who's a part of this group and who's participating. I'm seeing other people, I don't mean to say it like that. I'm seeing artists share their drawings of whatever they're doing in continuous line, whatever your practice is, because continuous line is a vitamin, it's a supplement. It helps strengthen your line strength and your line making ability. And so however you wish to do continuous line, whether it's your flowers, I think it's Janet who does a lot of her flowers. Some of you are doing the Inktober prompts, which I totally applaud you for that, right? Because it's challenge. I don't want to say it's hard, right? Because there's things in life that are hard, right? Losing someone is hard. Adhering to a drawing challenge, it's not hard. It's just, it takes effort, right? It takes effort to be dedicated to your art, dedicated to a practice, dedicated to a drawing challenge, right? And I know people can look at us and say, oh, well, aren't you lucky? How luxurious that you have that. Yeah, no, I get it. I grew up with a mom who kind of discounted the whole art thing. Even though she herself was an artist, she just couldn't allow that to be something that a person does, right? Even though she was an amazing artist, right? And so I have all those voices of like, oh, how nice you have the luxury to draw every day. Yeah, I do. I work hard, I do the things I need to do, and I draw every day because I love it. And I know many of you are that same way too. It's not like, oh, I want to be luxurious today and draw. It's like, no, I have to draw, because if I, like that one guy I met, if I don't make art, I'll be a murderer. I don't think I'd be a murderer, but I definitely think that having spent so many of my years not making art, I see how that would have helped, right? It would have helped me to, it's a vitamin, yes, Raquel, I think that's how you say your name, Raquel, right? It's a vitamin. You know, I think having this outlet of art would have helped me over the years, but you know, you can't look back and have regrets. You just got to move forward. So right now, every day, I make time to make some art, right? Even though I've got a lot of other things going on, like a lot of you too. But I'm telling you, this selfie challenge, oh my goodness, talk about I almost said, yeah, it's like a ball breaker, right? I mean, it's hard because not only is it a drawing thing, you know, like drawing, but then you're drawing yourself, depending on how you look that day or feel that day or what's going on, the weather, your hair, your whatever it is, and it can be challenging. Like, you know, I'm doing it every day, and like some days I look like I'm 1,000 years old, some days I look like I'm 50 years old, and some days I look like I'm 30 years old, right? And it honestly, how you draw yourself, like literally, it's all mathematics, right? So like the distance from the corner of my eye to the crease of my nose is my personality, right? This is the shape of my cheeks, right? My big cheeks, the lines here, my lines, right? Like I want to be simple with my lines, and so I then don't draw the wrinkles, but I have lots of wrinkles. I do try to put this guy in because he's been following me my whole life. I got this sharp crease here. I got like a triangle right there, and so I like to think it's a all-knowing third eye thing. When it's really just growing old, right? Look at all the lines and stuff. So it's to draw oneself, you have to, if you know, I'm not saying this has to be accurate, but like if you're like trying to capture yourself quickly, it's all mathematics, right? The distance of my eyebrow to the corner of my eye, my eyebrow to my nose, the width of my nose. Sometimes I don't get the width of my face, right? Like I have a chubby Irish broad face, right? And sometimes I make myself too narrow. The length of your face gets longer with age, right? Like here's the deal. Here's the top of our ears right here. Everything here pretty much stays the same, but from our ears down, everything gets longer, right? So you notice, I'm sure you've seen with elderly folks, their ears are huge, right? Because their ears keep growing. and this line keeps growing. So in order to note a certain age, you have to like get it long in the jowls, right? Which sometimes I hit and sometimes I don't. And you know, you go too far, you make yourself look too old. You go too short, you make yourself look too young, right? So it's literally, it can just be the variation of just a few centimeters that can tell you the age of someone that you're drawing, right? So like, just for example, here's I'll just show a few. I don't think I've posted all these. Some I look older and then some, oh my goodness, I look younger because I made my face really short, right? Like here. And and I took off some LBs. I don't care about that, you know. This is literally just a practice, and every day I'm gonna look different. I was trying to focus on the eyebrow there. And this was last night after I washed my hair. And again, I didn't get the width of my face, but I did get the length, and I didn't get the length of my nose. And now I'm not telling you this to be like, oh, you have to be a perfectionist and you have to, if you're gonna draw yourself, you have to draw yourself properly. No, it's literally a learning tool that as I'm looking at myself to like how to draw myself, I'm seeing, you know, I have a high forehead and it comes in here and then it puffs out a little bit, long, little divot, long, right? So I'm literally just watching the lines of my face. And, you know, we've acknowledged this, some of us. That's sometimes hard, right? Because every day we're getting older. And, you know, the Facebook memories, I'm sure we all have them. You know, they can remind us of days gone by, of when we were younger or thinner, or in love, or employed, or traveling, or whatever, right? Living exotically, whatever. The Facebook memory is good or bad. It's a thing for all of us. Here, I'll sip my coffee here. Time marches on, right? No matter what. Even my Facebook memories, a selfie that I did of myself probably like 8 years ago, and I was 8 years younger, as we all were 8 years ago, right? And you just, you know, like maybe it's subtle. Maybe most people from on the outside, outside of your head would like, no, oh no, you look like you haven't aged a day. But you see it, right? There's no denying it. We're all aware of our aging, right? And so that's what makes this selfie sit down. My dog totally wants to get in my lap, and I don't want her in my lap right now. That's what makes the selfie challenge. If you can like muster through it, it's such a teaching tool, right? Acceptance, humor, humor. Do I look like this? Yeah, some days. Do I want to look like this? No, not really. But you know, it's just the reality of life, right? Like, we are getting older, and to draw oneself is just sort of an acknowledgement of like, this is me, this is who I am, and at the same time I'm an artist and I'm trying to draw myself. I don't want to turn it into this deep psychological thing, but I know that it has its set of challenges, right? Like, drawing yourself every day in ink is challenging. And so I want to say something about that too. And I know others are doing other things too. It doesn't have to be all ink, right? Like, I have a whole set of watercolor inks and acrylics, and I kind of would like to play with doing that too, because why not? It's a great practice no matter how you do it, right? And I think it hasn't even been a week, but it's already changing me, my God. Because I want it to, right? I want it to open me up. I want it to teach me things. I want me to like accept myself. Sometimes I think I sort of kid myself. Oh, I'm still a kid, right? I am at heart. You know, I don't have children. I don't have mortgage. I'm not trapped by a lot of things. Life is still life, right? And there's still challenges, but I feel like I am pretty youthful in my outlook on how I want to handle myself and my art. But I'm still getting older, right? I'm still getting all these, I still have all these wrinkles and my face is sagging, and there's things that are going on. And so the drawing challenge is really, I think it's a hell of a way to like learn. I really do. I'm not trying to make anyone who's not doing it feel bad, because you do it when you do it, right? Like I've been making art for whatever, and I went years without doing it, right? I know a lot of people don't ever draw themselves, right? So it's like you do it when you're ready. I'm ready these years, this era, of how life has changed so much in the past few years. And it just became really clear to me, this is the thing I want to do. And I'm going to put all those voices aside that say, oh, how luxurious, how nice, how aren't you lucky that you can, you think you're an artist, right? All those things. I work hard to push those aside, because I like having art be my career. I like making art. I like encouraging people to make art. And so I want to, like I said, I want to thank everyone who's a part of this group. Even if you're just watching, it's just, it's information, right? Like, we can all do this. It doesn't matter what skill level you're at with drawing. Like, I like to think I can draw pretty good, and then I draw myself and I like want to cry because I'm like, that's not me, but it is. In that moment, it was me, right? And so this is just another way to like challenge yourself, increase skill, and have fun, and see how others are doing it too. I've seen others say, hey, I joined in on this. I saw everyone else doing it, right? That's the magic, right? The community aspect of drawing with others when maybe we're like in our homes by ourselves, right? So I want to applaud everyone who's challenging themselves to draw every day, to put the inner critic aside, to acknowledge that sometimes your drawings aren't the best. I think we all have to make a lot of really bad drawings. It's just part of it, right? And then you look on Instagram and everyone's just posting their best. Me too. I'm not gonna post my ugly ones. Why would I do that? And then you might think I'm not good. I need a little sip of coffee here. The whole psychology of social media, that's a tough one, right? Because everyone makes it look so easy. Everyone makes it look so easy, but every artist has to work at it. If you want to be an artist, you have to practice, right? I've had people say to me, oh my God, I don't know how you do that. I could never do that. I'm like, well, you could with practice. No, I could never. Oh my God, I could never do that. Well, you could if you practice. Oh no, I just, a lot of people are pretty attached to their stories about why they can't make art, right? Oh, I can't draw a straight line. Who cares about straight lines, right? Go to architect school if you care about straight lines. I don't care about straight lines. But that was a process, right? Like, I like my wobbly, wonky lines. That's who I am as an artist, right? And that's no apologizing for it. So anyways, I have I turned this into a therapy session yet? Come here, no, just stay there. Come here. Chicky, you stay there. So I'm going to have Bun say hello to you today, because Chickies gets the airtime all the time. This is Bunner. No! Chicky's going to try to just jump. She's going to ambush us any second, I can just tell. So this is Bunner. She's the quieter of the two, but she's very thoughtful. And she's had some bad news recently. We've got to have some surgery for her, and she's not feeling so good. And so please keep Bunner in your prayers, and hope. We're going to have the surgery when I get back from my Dia de los Muertos workshop, which is here in Mexico City. But so in the first couple days in November, she's going to go and have surgery to have some of her lumps removed, some tumors. But she's such a sweetheart, and she loves that I'm an artist too, and she loves that all of you guys are artists. So anyways, guys, just quick check-in about the process of selfies, drawing selfies, right? It's such a great, look at, she matches the building. She also matches the pink taxis in Mexico City, but this is her cute little jacket with calacas, right? And she matches the building here. I did that on purpose. So the practice of selfies is hard. It's super hard. And once you get over yourself, it can, like, you let go of your ego, it can be a really fun challenge. And I feel like a week into this now, I'm to that point where I'm like, yeah, whatever, that was fun. And let me try better on the next one, right? Because it's a great practice, right? So just honor the practice, honor the showing up to your paper, honor the efforts that you make, because it's, while some may think it's just, you know, child's play making art, you and I and everyone in this community know it's a medicine to help us feel better and help us maybe get through the day or sustain, you know, be able to think clearer. I feel like every time I spend a little time drawing, I feel a little bit calmer and able to, you know, handle the weirdness of life. And life is very weird these days, right? You peek in the news and you're like, oh my God, what in the world, right? No matter what your outlook is, it's a little freaky everywhere, right? Got another wave coming at us. What do we do? I don't know. So anyways, drawing as medicine, drawing as meditation, drawing as a way to calm yourself, drawing as a way to increase your abilities as an artist, right? That's what I'm here for. All right, let me set you down here. Oh, so just, you know, like I drew this one in a brush pen, but I'm probably going to add some ink, right? Here I'm a little younger than the one here, but it's, you know, all right, whatever. We get all the self-critique. Hang in there, guys. Keep drawing, whatever it is you're drawing, your Inktober, your things in your house, things on the street. I'm still doing urban sketching and all that. And thanks for being a part of the group. Okay, see ya. Bye.